WWE Night of Champions is less than a week away and the card is shaping up nicely, with some highly anticipated matches announced so far. And for this year's event we jump across again to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. There are loads of memorable matches that have taken place at this historic and prestigious event. The show made its debut in 2007 under the moniker Vengeance. It isn't exactly a popular pay-per-view, but a lot of interesting events have taken place at this show over the years. I am the Wrestling Guy and today we rank the 5 greatest Night of Champions matches of all time. Number 5, John Cena vs CM Punk, Night of Champions 2012. CM Punk and John Cena were no strangers to each other or championship matches. The two biggest stars of the era had been at war with one another for the whole of 2011 and showed no signs of letting up in 2012. At Raw 1000 they faced each other in the main event. The match ended when The Rock interfered and Punk would drop the Great One with a go to sleep, turning heel in the process. Punk was now the top heel in the company and wasn't going to let anyone, especially Cena, forget it. Punk retained the title at SummerSlam 2012 in a triple threat match against John Cena and The Big Show. It was a controversial finish, but this again went into Punk's favour. It would set up Punk and Cena's 6th title match at Night of Champions. The action was heart-pounding, fist-pumping and breathtaking. Each near fall had every viewer excited. The match was absolutely incredible. Punk and Cena had great chemistry together and put on a dramatic, enthralling and exuberant match. Number 4, Becky Lynch vs Sasha Banks, Clash of Champions 2019. The Man and the Boss put on a stellar match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Both competitors had a lot to prove in this match and boy did they prove it. Sasha Banks had just returned to WWE after a 6-month hiatus and instantly turned heel by attacking Natalya. When Becky Lynch would make the save, Banks would beat her down with a steel chair. The Boss was back and wanted to get back on top. Lynch had been champion since she won the triple threat match at WrestleMania 35. Since that epic night, the man had one real tough challenge for the title in Natalya. It was time she proved herself a worthy champion by beating someone with the credibility, and Sasha Banks was the perfect option. The match was a wild brawl and had everything a feud like this should. Innovative violence, stiff weapon shots and arena-wide fighting. Becky was still riding her incredible wave of popularity while Banks fought to reclaim her place at the top of the women's division. This was one of Lynch's best title defences and an excellent pay-per-view return for Sasha Banks. Number 3, Randy Orton vs Triple H vs John Cena 2009. It's kind of hard to believe that this match happened at 2 different events and wasn't the main event of either. 3 of the best to ever do it put on a match of pure brilliance back in 2009. At the previous pay-per-view, The Bash, Orton had retained the title against Triple H in the brutal 3 stages of hell match. Orton was at the height of his heelishness and had 2 members of Legacy to back him up, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. They had interfered in a number 1 contenders match between the Game and Cena, and this would set up a triple threat match at Night of Champions. It was a rematch from their battle at WrestleMania 24. At that event, Randy Orton would defeat Triple H and Cena to retain the championship. This made the match at Night of Champions even more challenging to pick a clear favourite. The match was a thrilling experience and took place in front of a red-hot crowd. The action was edge-of-your-seat stuff as all 3 wrestlers put on an encounter to remember. Number 2, Triple H vs John Cena, Night of Champions 2008. This was a match 2 years in the making. In 2006, John Cena had defeated Triple H to retain the WWE Championship in the main event of WrestleMania 22. 2 of WWE's greatest superstars made Night of Champions 2008 an event to remember. The 2 met in a fatal 4-way match alongside JBL and Orton at the following pay-per-view, Backlash, which Cena won, but this title match at Night of Champions was their first televised singles match since April of 2006. Before the match, Triple H had been drafted to SmackDown while Cena remained on Raw. This meant that whoever won the match would take the championship to their respective brand. It was an intense affair with a great final few minutes full of counters, kickouts, and it had the audience on the edge of their seats throughout the match. There were many great moments and callbacks from their WrestleMania match, which was an excellent touch. Number 1, Sheamus vs Cesaro, Clash of Champions 2016. A really great hard-hitting match from 2 wrestlers that meshed excellently and violently inside of the squared circle. Sheamus and Cesaro had met at Night of Champions in 2014 for the United States Championship, but this time it was different. The 2 heavyweights were battling it out for dominance in a best-of-7 series, which concluded at Clash of Champions. They went into the show tied at 3 matches apiece. The match was unbelievable as the two contenders absolutely beat, battered and destroyed one another. Intense and physical doesn't do the match and the performance justice. It has to be seen to be believed. Sheamus and Cesaro pulled out everything in their arsenal, with the Swiss Cyborg even pulling out a 619. We knew the match would be great from their previous encounters, however this match was simply phenomenal and further proof that when WWE allow their performers to go out unchained, stellar fights happen. If you haven't already, go and watch it. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think is the best Night of Champions match of all time, and if you did enjoy today's video then be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.